Hello, 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 hello. So, are you guys ready for a little morning for honor? As you guys can see, the main menu has changed. So it looks like we're finally going to have our Halloween event. It could be coming. I think it comes uh, next Thursday. I think. I think it's coming next Thursday. So a little late, in my opinion, to start doing Halloween events like the third week of October because it kind of feels like people are sure they're at their peak of celebrating Halloween, but at the same time you're kind of at like the tail end of it. So it's like a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Um, it looks like we're going to get the arachnid. So I'm actually kind of excited for that, for her to come back. Last year's Halloween deal, I think I streamed it. I think I remember. Um, it definitely wasn't as good as it could have been. So, but yeah, it's definitely exciting that we're finally going to get the Halloween event coming around very, very soon. Uh, and like I said, in my opinion, I wish it came a little bit sooner. So I might as well take advantage of this Orochi. Um, Orochi XP boost here. I got like 28,000 saved. So if you guys are wondering how much you'll potentially need, like how much steel you'll potentially need, um, depending on if they do a hero character or not, which I don't think they would be because the Arachnid, they had the Kensei hero skin, which I already have. So I don't think there would really, I don't think there would be a special hero skin that comes around. I doubt it. There's also the Wulong skin that comes with that. Ah, my goodness. So yeah, I'm really excited that we're finally going to be getting our Halloween event very, very soon, and it's going to be with the Arachnid uh, villain, who was really, really fun to fight against. It's very different because the character in question, the Arachnid, if I recall correctly, she was a stationary boss, so that kind of she was definitely a change of pace. So the fact that they're bringing that back, I know it's old content, but um, and some people have kind of wondered why this game doesn't really do much. To be honest, Ubisoft kind of put the their lowest budget towards it. That's pretty much why we don't get a whole lot for it, is because the budget for it has always been so low. So I didn't actually know that. Yeah, I never really knew that the budget For Honor was probably the lowest to compared to all their other games that they've done. But despite being on a low budget, the game looks pretty good for being nearly 10 years old. It's getting near that 10 year um, age. So
You lost Zone C. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C. You captured Zone A.
so yeah, it's definitely still holding up. I think graphically, somewhat functionally. I mean, they still do like patches and stuff like that, which is fine. You know, doing patch jobs is good to keep a game up. You know, that's always fine. Um, I do wish the community was a little bit better though, but you can't control that. You really can't. Uh, I've talked to some people who are kind of like me. You know, there are some heroes that they'd be doing nothing but PvP for a while, but then they start releasing heroes that aren't exactly the funnest to go up against in a PvP situation. So they don't quit, but they
Enemy
definitely
team is breaking.
lay off on the PvP quite a bit. Um, like I said, my picks have been Kaioshin was one that took me out.
The
As far
enemy
as
rally.
like he was the main problem. Technically Hitokiri was the first, but I was still trying to plat the game when Hitokiri came around. So it was definitely I meant to go upwards. Ah, just trying to switch here. There we go.
Enemy team is breaking.
There we go. Trying to switch out here. But yeah, Hitokiri was one that kind of irked me into not wanting to play PvP, and then Kaioshin was a big one.
The enemy rally.
Wouldn't necessarily say he was the last straw, but he was definitely one that I disagreed with
Enemy
him.
team is breaking. You captured Zone C.
Yeah, definitely one I disagreed with. So, and then I think the one that really put the nail in the coffin of my PvP time, uh, it I was heavily debating to come back to
You
doing
lost
PvP
Zone C.
at a consistent level. Uh, but then
You captured Zone C.
the newer girl, Ventura, and the other individual, Gaten, I can't say her name, but she's actually the character that's in here right now with the dual blade. There she is, right there. She's another character that kind of took me out of the interest of the PvP realm because
You lost Zone C.
I couldn't even read that. that. There we go.
You captured Zone C.
That's another character I just don't like to really fight, but so yeah, those are like my four characters that took me out of PvP. It would be Hitakiri kind of started it. Kaoshin was a definitely huge step, but then Gaten and Virtua were like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I don't really like fighting against them in a PvP source net, so I kind of just gave up. I still do PvP from time to time, but I definitely don't consistently grind on it. Hey, hey, Yak TV, thanks for the likes. Um, I definitely don't um do the PvP as consistently as I used to, because I used to live and breathe the PvP and the toxic uh lifestyle of this game, but just got to the point where once they released those heroes, it's like I don't really like fighting against these guys on a PvP sort of scale, because people are like uh, using one or two of the moves for the character's kit, and that just doesn't make it very fun. I will say fighting the newer hero in PvP, uh, for the little matches that I did, people are not using her dodge as consistently as you think. Because they know that you can easily guard break her, or if you have a light spammer such as uh, Orochi or Gladiator, you can actually hit.
Captured
You can
Zone A.
actually hit out out through her guard through that which surprised me because I was in a duel with a player who he wasn't really using the dodge, but I was like
You lost Zone
2-0
C.
with this person. Kind of just decided not to try because I don't really like it when by the rate that he was playing her, he had already like played her a lot. I hate that my main is kicking my ass right now. Like, seriously.
You
I actually
captured
did
Zone
like
C.
a little I did one of those rate grids, and I posted it on Reddit, and
You
kind of
lost
got
Zone
chewed out,
A.
but I got a lot of people to agree with me. The way I did it was
You captured
uh,
Zone A.
characters I feel as though have either
You
fallen
lost
off,
Zone
kept up with
C.
the meta, or have stayed meta and they never lost their spot, sort of thing. So I think that characters who are probably around that 3+ year area are known. Dang it. Yeah, so any characters that's kind of close to that
You captured Zone C.
I meant to say 4+ year area, you're probably gonna start getting Dang.
You lost Zone A.
My goodness. She's just really tough to fight, even in PvP, PvE, man. Here's the one that started it for me. I still need to get these captures.
You captured Zone A.
There we go. Hitakiri actually is kind of fun to fight though, in both PvP and PvE. Just kind of fun to fight. Um, you definitely have to like
You
be
lost
patient
Zone C.
or and such like that. You gotta coax people into wanting to fake their guard or not as much as fake, but to cancel their charged heavies. That way they lose a lot of stam. That's a lot about what this game is about. Is you're trying to coax people into doing things. Yeah, you're trying to coax people into doing things. If you can, like with some characters, you gotta coax them into doing something, like into doing a pattern that you know, and then you can just like counter. You can counteract to that. Like for example, if I want to have Highlander do one of his big swings, I have to coax him. I have to coax that person into doing it. And I gotta fake and land hits in other directions before I can finally coax him into doing into a opening that I know of, and
You lost Zone A.
make him make that mistake.
You lost Zone C.
There we go.
You captured Zone A.
If I didn't have to do Faithful Warrior, I would be running her because she's technically an assassin, but she hits like a hybrid.
You lost Zone A.
Oh boy.
You captured Zone C. Enemy team is breaking.
Whew.
You captured Zone A.
I think I still need like one or two more matches of.
Victory.
Yeah, you didn't care. So characters like let's for example Aramusha. let's say you're trying to coax them into doing a top heavy, because the top heavy is probably one of their better ways to so that you can do a counter on them. So you gotta coax somebody into doing a top heavy because it's better to get a counter off if they're doing a top heavy. Because top heavies are his slowest, but they're also that's pretty much where his best soft feints come from is when he starts up a top heavy, but then he'll do a soft feint in a different direction entirely. So you have to keep that in mind when fighting him. Um, Another thing about that particular character as well, he because when it comes to Aramushed, a lot of these players once they start rolling, they kind of don't stop. Like they have a uh fixed set of combos that they will kind of run through. So you kind of have to figure out which set that they're doing. Sometimes some of them just go straight left, right, feint, parry, and then counter, and then do the kick, or they do the unblockable, that sort of stuff, or they rely on getting the free damage of his hilt with his hilt attack. I actually haven't done a
You
character
lost Zone A.
lesson review in a while. I don't even know where I
You
left off.
captured Zone C.
I could just review a character. I kind of want to review Valkyrie again because I can't use Valkyrie like I used to. So I might go over Valkyrie again. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness, I
You
was
lost
too early
Zone
for
C.
that. There we go.
You captured Zone A.
And I think also with with the character that's going on right here, we have another thing that was definitely being developed that they were doing with some of
You
these other
lost
characters.
Zone A.
I believe it was Valkyrian Guard here. That character
You
was meant
captured
to
Zone
be
C.
a what's called an anti-gank. Basically, it's a character that can't be ganked up on, and that's kind of failed in a way because from what I was seeing, that character can initiate ganks better than prevent ganks. Just playing around with my food there for a second. Whoops.
You captured Zone A.
But I
You
think
lost
Valkyrian
Zone
Guard,
C.
despite their hopes of being an anti-gank character, um, it wasn't as good as when they made
You lost Zone
characters like
A.
Blackfire. Blackfire was probably by far the
You
best
captured Zone C.
uh, anti-gank character for a time. Like if you were ganged up on, you had to flip. Whoa, my camera went crazy.
captured Zone A.
It's like the harsh truth. I got like duels and brawls to do after this one. I think I'll do the
You lost Zone
brawls. Oh, I thought I would be on that. I thought I would be on
A.
that.
You
I
captured Zone
guess I
A.
missed it. Either I was too early or I was too late. I'm not sure.
You lost Zone A. Lost Zone C. You
I actually
captured
didn't
Zone
realize there
A.
was three of them until I got into Revenge. I thought that was a character that was helping me out there for a second, but no, I was wrong. Ow!
You lost Zone A.
So I kind of want to know, like, we got the anti-gank sort of characters, but who are the characters that kind of really initiate the gank, in your guys' opinion? I think characters like the assassins definitely initiate gank. Um, and I think the hybrids and maybe the vanguards basically follow up with that, but I think the assassins are
You
the
captured Zone
primary
A.
cause of ganks. Even if we're out of the fact that they don't do assassin guard anymore, um, even without the assassin guard, we still get a lot of assassins kind of initiating the gank. Although when I was playing the few matches that I did with PvP, people are like really trying to just push the whole 1v1 thing. It's like, well, it's TDM. First off, it's a team-based game, so it's not all
You
about
lost
1v1s.
Zone
You know, we're not dueling.
A. Enemy team is breaking. The enemy rally.
Can you so and you know what? One of the trophies for
Enemy
with For
team
Honor
is
is
breaking.
takes place in elimination. In elimination, you have to go on a streak of 5 kills.
You captured Zone C.
Yeah, elimination, you have to go on a streak of 5 kills, which is kind of crazy. But I was able to achieve that.
Victory.
I just don't know how I was able to get that though. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. To go on a streak of 5 eliminations in the elimination mode when the game was not at its best. I mean, the game was at its best because a lot of people were playing it. I did plat this game during COVID, so that's another reason why it was possible to plat this game is because it really was COVID. That's literally the only way I was able to plat the game. Because people were indoors, of course, more. They were playing more, and um, Just more people in general were just playing. So I don't think this game will really find that audience again. Like it would be really really lucky if we were to uh get that back. It would be it'd be nice, but I don't think we would ever get that fire again. But that's just my opinion on it. I we could there this game could still have a chance and probably have like one, two more good years on it, and finally just kind of just die out. You know, it will just go peacefully. I see this game kind of going out peacefully. Uh, like it's dead now, but it's not shut down, which is always a good thing. Like they haven't fully given up on it, but at the same time, they might as well give up on it. You know what I'm saying? If this game never really had much of a budget, you know, you're kind of just saying we never really had hope for this game. So that's just my opinion on it, though. So, oh, this guy's a 1346 rep 1,000. Dude, it's like so interesting how people once they kind of hit a certain rep, they just go straight AIs. I've talked to a lot of people who are like rep 250 now. It apparently for some, even if they're at the even at when they're at the top, when they're like at the top of their game, you know, they actually stopped, like not stopped cold though, they kind of fizzled out like I did from the PvP just because of the toxicity, the characters,
Round
and the
two.
matchmaking. The matchmaking was the biggest part apparently. So the matchmaking, what happens when you're at a certain rep?
Victory.
I think it's like rep. I think it is around rep to 200, 250, possibly 275 is where they really start to screw you over.
Round
So
three.
you'll get put against people who are like against people who are like your skill level a little bit higher. You know, that's awesome. You know, you're gonna get you're going to definitely get your you're definitely going to get your challenge in. That's awesome, right? Everyone's kind of like at your
Victory.
skill level. Everyone's kind of um, above your skill level just a little bit, but you'll still get that good those good fights in. But then they put you they have your team. Your team is literally the polar opposite of what you are and what the opposite team is. These are people who they somehow dig up for you. They're not even rep 5. You know, that's what I was getting when I was like 250, 275. They're not these people were even rep 5 and I was getting matched up with them constantly. And I kind of grit and stuck it out for a year or two. And when it just wasn't stopping, I kind of just gave up on it because that's just no fun. to do to play a game that just constantly screws you over like that. So yeah, I had to give it up on. I had to unfortunately give up on it because I just didn't like the fact that they were doing that. So I didn't like that. And again, I struggled with it for like a year. I stuck it out for a year, and it never changed. It never changed. I would probably get maybe once in a blue moon, someone who was rep 50, but on my team, but
Round
the
one.
rest were like they weren't even five or tens, and the opposite team would obviously be well over the 200, 250 range. That's no fun. That's no fun
Victory.
to always be constantly put with the new people or nuanced people or people who just they're not even at your skill level and you're constantly having to carry. I
Round
would
two.
have matches where I'd come out with over like 20, 30 kills just because I was trying to, I don't want to just
Victory.
throw the games, right? You obviously want to play the game and not exactly try hard, but you definitely want to play the game. And
Round three.
that just kind of sucks after a while when you're just constantly,
Victory.
yeah, that's just insane. I find it kind of funny though. I do see a lot of other people though, they're starting to resolve into just doing a lot of custom or private matches in like their little in like dojos or clans or whatever, which is kind of cool, but they have requirements to get into those. Some of those requirements are a little bit silly and they're a little bit over the top. So it's like I would want to join those and do those things, but at the same time, it's like I would probably be required to tell them what is my highest achieving rank, and then when I tell them that well I'm technically a three-time GM, but I'm just really washed, then they would automatically think that oh you should be good or you should be like they'll take it one of three ways. One, it's like oh you should be good at every character, every counter or whatever like that, or they'll take it as a or they'll take it as a oh okay that's a pretty cool challenge and they'll accept you, or once I start fighting and I'm not exactly and I don't perform at the GM level that they expect me to be performing, then they'll think I'm fake, and it's like no, I assure you
Round
I
one.
am a three times GM, but it was years ago. um I would say four times, but the one of the times that I got GM, it was kind of given to me because the system was busted, so I don't count that one. So it's three times.
Victory.
They weren't three consecutive times in a row, though. I will have to admit there were some seasons where I did take a break from PvP, from the ranked
Round two.
especially, and then I eventually did get the three-piece, but other than that, whew, can't believe I still got the touch for this character. I'm not saying this character's hard. It's just once you get Aramusha down, you kind of just can't put him down. You kind of just can't put him away, and he's just really fun to run. I got like a whole bunch of duels to do, so I don't know if I'll do them all in one sitting. I'll just do a couple. I've had some people tell me I should I should do like a dojo. I'm like, no, I don't want to do a dojo because then people, because there's already plenty of players who are lower rep than me, but they're like hard nosed grinding on PvP all the time. That they're either way better than me or they're on par with me. It's like opening a dojo. There's just no point because they're already developing on their own. So now I did have someone last week. I think it was last week that we were sparring and he beat me a couple of times. Granted, I was not using characters that I was good with. I was just trying to use characters that he missed out with or they were worked on. I was trying to, he's trying to get back into the game and I wanted to play a variety of characters for him. He mentioned characters that he struggled with, so I played them. I wasn't the best with them, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm not good with this character, but I will try to replicate what people tend to do with this character. He'll be very poor though, but I will try. Um, so yeah, and I didn't realize Valkyrie has been done to the point where she's almost unplayable. Like I tried playing Valkyrie, and I can't play Valkyrie like I used to. I used to be really good with her, but yeah, I don't even use her much anymore. And I really should be using her. I'll probably use her in the breach here in a little bit. That was pretty good. This guy like had like one of the worst kits and probably one of the worst move sets. It's like once you start doing something, you're kind of overcommitted as is. Like he overcommits so much with his movement, it leaves him open. Yeah, he just gets left open. Like you do a simple swing, you do the simple swing here, he's already open for just about any attack. So this character right here, I think was like a real miss. He wasn't exactly a hit. His leap was good. But altogether, just not like the greatest characters they've had. I certainly haven't been really playing him as much as I could be, but that's just me. not quite sure what to consider what to consider him. It's not like a failed character. I liked his concept, like he's a Aztec warrior sort of deal, but he just kind of fell off real quick. Like he fell out of the meta, I guess you can say. Like it wasn't really anything too impressive. People kind of looked at him. He's like, he's okay. You know, yeah, he's like, he's okay. You know, we'll get over him real quick.
Round one.
Oh, okay, that's not good. I will say, if anyone can get this character down, uh,
Victory.
you are extremely good with soft feints. If you're I would say Aramusha sort of runner,
Round
you
two.
might like Goten. She's somewhat similar to Kaioshin. I don't know why I keep using the keep wanting to go upwards with my analog stick, but it goes to the keeps making me spam left. I might have to adjust adjust my deal again. I might have to
Round three.
because I right. Let me see.
Victory.
Eyes up. Okay, so we almost got our hour in. I think I'll go ahead and just do a I'll do a breach and then I'll call it here and then I may or may not be back on within a few minutes to do some first descendant. It kind of depends if a friend of mine wants to get a hold of me. Because I'll either do that or I'll probably just go on my YouTube and do some Ghost of Yurtai. I might just do that. I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my breach here. Who should I run for the breach? Probably someone low ranking. Someone I don't really work on. I'll work on or I'll work on the. Is this defenders or attackers? We're on attack. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely put on XP booster for sure. I'll put that on. I think for some people who make it to like rep 1,000, you're kind of at that point where it's like, um, you could just play the game to level up characters, like kind of just do like a level up simulator. What are these reps, by the way? Got a 190, 164, and a 125. We have a level. This guy's got a rep 86 on his Yarm. He's probably someone who's still doing PvP, but he only probably mains like. Well, what's room for that? Probably 4 characters, or just really likes Yarm. I don't know. Some of these you can kind of tell who's warming up and who's not. The 160, 125, they're probably just warming up for some PvP. The 190 is probably doing the same thing. Or probably just flexing real hard, who knows. I still get people who are like, oh my gosh, you're like level, you're level, your rep 70. Expecting me to know all the ins and outs to all the characters. It's like, I don't know all the ins and outs to all the characters. I know how to counter. I know some of the characters' counters, like, or how to counter them as your current hero. Like what you need to be focusing on. Huh. Okay, I didn't realize that. He Dead game? Yeah, it kind of is. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of dead. But I don't think it's as much as the game killed itself. The game has decent content, and the season and the battle passes and cosmetics are really, really good. And it doesn't really feel like it's pay to win either, which is like the best part. I didn't realize that she can still generate revenge even in her dodge. I didn't realize that. 10-second cooldown for a passive. I can see that being buffed to probably 5. either her window is a little bit off. Oh, we got Ezio on the field here. Oh, there you guys go. See that counter there? If you're trying to bypass her dodge, just use hyper shield. Hyper shield. Hyper shield, light spam. There's a couple of ways to counter her little dodge deal.
Outer gate destroyed. Move to the inner gate.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways to get through her dodge. As we've seen, hyper armor definitely does it. The undisturbed or whatever you want to call it. That works. Yeah, that works. That looks to be working as well. Light spam, guard breaks, of course. So she's got a lot of weaknesses. You just got to be willing to kind of find them. As far as characters, like who would be the best character to fight this particular new character here? So just about anyone with hyper, just about. At a certain rate though, because you have to have a certain array of attacks in a pattern, pretty much like Raider does, and then that will coax the person to want to hit you in order to break your combo, and then that's when you follow up, and then you do activate your hyper armor, and that will actually stop her cold from trying to do her counter attack. Yeah, not a whole lot of people realize that she does need to. Yeah, she does need an attack. She needs to land an attack. Yeah, she needs to land an attack before she can get into her stance. It has to land. Well, not really, actually. I did test that the fact that it's crazy. She doesn't actually need to land an attack in order to get into stance. Yeah, the fact that you don't need to get into stance, you don't need a hit in order to get into stance, that's just like, what? See that there? Yeah, you can.
Ce la fai? Idiota!
Ooh, I had to hold him off there. I gotta say, she is the most animated idol character. Like, she's got a lot of movements.
Inner gate destroyed. Kill the commander.
What? I didn't even realize Apollyon was here.
Ce la fai? Idiota! Senza sosta!
I don't know why I had a good host of them after me.
Che sonno!
All right. Yeah, I should have. I think that's all the orders I have. Yep, it's just my duels, but I'll do my duels later. So, so that's 30. I have 30,000. So that's the steel I recommend you guys have for the event. This will pretty much pay for one character to get the cosmetics, depending. And like I said, there's tends to be uh, a Halloween execution you might want to grab, effects, and that should be it. Like that's as far as like the good stuff. I don't really get the whole victory sort of stuff, but if you want that, that's fine. That will probably cost you an additional 10K. So, so what you should expect from like again, I'm going based off of the off my time doing the Halloween event, and from what I have seen, uh, generally you do need somewhere between the number I just gave you, 30 to possibly 40, because the new execution tends to be the new execution tends to be 10K. Emotes tend to be around 10 as well. Signature 10, and then you have the effect, which I recommend just grabbing a hold of illusionist one. Now, um, the illusionist effect might actually be higher than what we see now. So I couldn't tell you like how much it would be. I think it would probably be somewhere around 35,000. Probably. I'm not sure yet. Because this whole getup right here that I got for Kensei, this whole getup right here, um, with even the I got this for I believe it was 2025. And then I got this was 10 and that was 10. I do yeah, these are two different events here. So these two alone, that's 10. Um, and then that's a battle pass, so don't worry about that. But this is the last event, the last time we had her. That was, I think that was 20. So 20, 40, and then there was um, and then I got this right away. So yeah, definitely a lot. I think it was like 50 or something I had. I just so happened to have the coin, wasn't really using it. So I thought, hey, I'll just burn it off getting this stuff, and I definitely don't regret it. All right, that'll have to do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in for those who tuned in. And again, maybe a little bit, maybe in a little bit, I might get back on and stream something else. Or if you guys want to just go on my YouTube, be sure to follow. That way you get notifications. And also join my Discord because that will give you notifications on both my platforms on YouTube and um, Twitch as well. So, till the next one, bye bye.